How to prevent your home from an invasion. Since we don't have the luxury of elaborate booby traps to deter would-be burglars, nobody wants to be the star of a real-life Home Alone movie. Our unseen barrier, home security, acts as a silent, and occasionally not so silent, champion between our beloved home and the unpredictability of the outside world. It's more significant than choosing the ideal location for that new vase or bathroom paint color. Though it doesn't include a spandex suit or a cape, this article is jam-packed with advice on how to keep your house from becoming the next gathering place for unwanted visitors. Our goal is to arm you with knowledge, the true superpower, so that your home becomes Fort Knox, minus the gold. Let's get started now before an unwelcome stranger does. Evaluating weaknesses. Alright everyone, let us engage in a game of Spot the Weak Spot. No, this has nothing to do with your previous romance. I'm referring to those corners of your house that are so frequently ignored that they as well bear a neon sign that says, "Burglars, please come on in." Finding these security gaps in your house is essential to keeping your living room from becoming a haven for would-be burglars. Typical points of entry for intruders. Never undervalue the inventiveness of a desperate trespasser. Even though it might not be easy, some popular entry points are simply too alluring for would-be intruders. The front door is the most important thing. Indeed, thieves can be as brazen as that mustard in your refrigerator. Windows are another typical point of entry, particularly those on the ground floor. Not to be overlooked is the garage, a preferred point of entry for people seeking a little extra seclusion for their illegal activities. Recall that the intention is to discourage possible attacks by strengthening weak points rather than turning your house into a padlocked fortress. Using secure locks to reinforce windows and doors. Let's get down to business and roll up our sleeves now. It's not difficult to reinforce doors and windows with locks that work, people. Deadbolt locks are the best option for doors. They make it much more difficult for intruders to arrange their unwanted visit. They're like that dependable friend who's always got your back. Sash locks are a popular option for windows. They make sure nobody enters without authorization, much like the bouncers at a classy club. Keep in mind, a lock serves more purposes than just keeping trespassers out, it also serves to deter them from trying in the first place. Considerations for visibility and landscaping. Let's go for a walk now, in your yard or the park. There's more to landscaping than just keeping your yard looking nice for the neighbors. It also has a big impact on the general security of your house. You see, overgrown trees and big bushes give burglars perfect hiding places and cover, making them feel like they are in a VIP lounge. Not to be overlooked is visibility. Ensure that the street can clearly see your outdoor security measures. It is comparable to posting a sign that reads, "Not today, Mr. Intruder." Your backyard ought to resemble a well-lit stage with no hiding places for trespassers, not a hide-and-seek game. Home security system advantages. Shall we explore the fascinating realm of home security systems? Consider your home security system as your home's superheroes, ready to defend your fortress at all times. They are like the Superman of security, they never need to sleep, are always alert, and are always prepared. They help safeguard your belongings, raise the likelihood that an intruder will be apprehended. Criminals dislike being caught on camera, especially, and they may even result in a reduction in your house insurance costs. Who knew that being safe could also be economically astute? That's not all, though. Additionally, they can alert you to possible threats like gas leaks or fires before you can say unexpected catastrophe. Security systems monitor everything so you don't have to, acting as your home's own personal bodyguard. The influence of collaboration and community awareness. Community, that cozy sensation that comes from knowing that everyone is looking out for you. It resembles an endless block party in the neighborhood, minus the noise complaints, of course. It is impossible to overstate the importance of community collaboration and awareness in the field of security. Imagine that in addition to your eyes on the street, there are also the eyes of Mrs. Jones from next door, Mr. Smith from across the street, and, of course, the Johnsons from 2 doors down. It's similar to the popular game show Neighborhood Watch in real life, except the prize is a safer and more secure neighborhood rather than money. The likelihood that a crime will go unreported decreases with the number of eyes and ears watching out for one another. When a group of people look out for one another, they stay safe together. Participating in OR launching a Neighborhood Watch program. It appears that you are considering becoming a member of or initiating a neighborhood watch program. Bravo to you! Being the local superhero and standing up for community safety is similar. But never forget that all superheroes require a team. Gather a group of your neighbors who share your enthusiasm for security as a starting point. Call a meeting to talk about the who, what, when, where of your neighborhood, perhaps over some delectable potluck fare. Think about asking the police in your area for advice and assistance. Even though it might seem like a lot of work, the result will be a neighborhood that is stronger than any lock and safer than Fort Knox. The expression, "it takes a village to secure a home," applies here. Or a comparable idea. Using security cameras and smart locks as examples of technology. Is your house smarter than you in the future? Just kidding, or are we? We have a ton of gadgets in this age of smart technology. Do you recall a time when you were locked out after losing your keys? My friend, those times are behind you. Forgetting your keys is a sitcom plot point, not a true story when you have smart locks. And cameras for security? These days, they're used for more than just bankers and movie thefts. Rain or shine, these watchful eyes guard your fortress day and night. With features like motion detection, night vision, and high-resolution video, it's almost like having your own personal security guard, minus the uniform and grumpy attitude. Technology is serving up peace of mind on a silver platter. Safeguarding important objects and papers. Everybody has those heirloom necklaces from their grandmother, that rare comic book, or those extremely significant documents. Although we are aware that you have considered it, it is not as if we can create squirrels and bury them in the backyard. Fortunately, better methods of safeguarding your belongings exist. First, think about purchasing an important document box that is waterproof and fireproof. It resembles a tiny version of Fort Knox. Think about storing those smaller, more valuable items in a bank safety deposit box. Ultimately, if James Bond finds it satisfactory, then we should too. Using safes and covered storage. Now, think about getting a home safe for those things you use more frequently. Think of it as your fridge for valuables. Select a model that fastens to the wall or floor to prevent a potential thief from simply taking it. You may also think about hidden storage if you want that additional security measure. Did you ever think, I could use one of those bookcases with a secret compartment after watching a spy film? They're no longer limited to the big screen, though. Hidden storage allows you to protect your valuables and indulge your spy fantasies. Examples of hidden storage include false bottoms in drawers and secret compartments hidden in regular furniture. Recall that sometimes the best hiding place is right in front of you. Preparation for a home invasion. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure when it comes to home invasions. But just as you would for an alien invasion or a zombie apocalypse, it's also critical to have a plan. Ensure that everyone in the house is familiar with the plan, like they know their favorite social media password. This ought to cover things like where to hide, how to phone the cops, and a safe way out of the house. Rehearsals aren't just for Broadway, remember. Developing cooperation with law enforcement. You are familiar with your neighbors, the mail carrier, and the neighborhood barista who expertly brews your coffee. Why not learn more about the police force in your community? Participate in neighborhood gatherings or just drop by to say hi. After all, they're the good guys and are there to support your safety. And never forget that an informed citizen makes the best friend of a police officer, not a donut. Cooperating with authorities and reporting suspicious activity. Notice anything? Make a statement. No, we are not discussing the hideous lawn gnome that your neighbor has. We are discussing questionable behavior. It's better to be safe than sorry if something in your neighborhood doesn't seem right. Work together with authorities, give them information, and keep a close eye on things. A community that is alert is one that is safe. So let us maintain our neighborhoods and homes secure, safe, and gnome-free, unless that's your thing. Educating the family about security. Think about turning teaching the kids about safety into a game. Like in Hide and Seek, Home Security Edition, perhaps. The intention is for them to become so accustomed to safety precautions that they take them for granted. Not to mention our furry family members while we're at it. Another excellent line of defense is a well-trained pet. Promoting candid dialogue regarding the dangers of home invasion. The family that discusses possible home invasion risks together, as they say, stays safe together. Well, so perhaps it's not a widely used expression, but it ought to be. Don't avoid having these difficult talks. Establish a public discussion forum where people can express their concerns and come up with solutions. It's about promoting awareness and readiness, not about instilling fear. Sensitivity to community, teaching people how to avoid home invasions. Sharing is caring in this situation. Share any clever home security tip you've discovered with others. Create a group chat or, if you'd rather, a neighborhood watch. Communicate worries, offer advice, and stay in touch with one another. We assure you that Mrs. Johnson from down the street will value your inclusion. Acting as a watchful and accountable neighbor. Recall that you are watching out for your community as well as your house. Take on the mentality of, see something, say something. And no, we are not going to bring up Mr. Brown's dubious selection of garden accents once more. Do not hesitate to report anything that looks suspicious. A suspicious neighbor annoys you, but a watchful one? That is quite useful. In order to maintain a safe and secure home, it is imperative to take preventative measures rather than reactive ones. You don't wait to treat a cold until it develops into pneumonia, do you? Here, the same idea holds true. The equivalent of vitamin C is routine maintenance checks on your security system, evacuation drills, and securing entry points like windows and doors. So, avoid that pneumonia of home invasions and take your daily dose of security precautions. Recall that the only strategy that wins in the game of home security is to not participate. When the game never starts, everyone wins.